Hello everyone, this is Phil and Deb. We're from Body by Phil, and today we're going to introduce another hammer grip movement that, as usual, I had an epiphany on. First thing I want to do though is let's just review the three basic movements, and the reason I say they're the three basic movements, they are the ones that my wife and I do one of these movements at the start of every one of our workouts. And the reason that's so important is because of the complexity of the joint. Remember, as we get to be a half century or older, and I'm pretty close to 3/4 of a century, the shoulder joint, as complex as it is very important for our total movement, and we need to make sure that that is warmed up before we actually start our exercise routine, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna review the three basic movements that we do. We don't do all of them at once, but we choose one of these for each one of our workouts, and that's what we do. So first thing we're gonna do is we call the straight arm hammer pull. So Deb, why don't you demonstrate the straight arm hammer pull? If you have your Hammer Gripz, you probably are very aware of this one. It's very typical. Now, normally we do it facing the other way, but Deb's taking the advantage here and showing it from the front so you can see how it's actually done. It's stretching those arms all the way, and you want to make sure you get a nice stretch in that shoulder muscle. It's a very typical movement. This is actually why we started building these Hammer Gripz in the first place, okay? All right. Now, Deb's going to take, and we're going to do the second one, and this one is called the bent arm hammer pull. Now, this is the one I have to say that we probably do 90% of the time to start our workouts with, because we really get a chance to load up the weight on this one. Now, what she does with this one is she's going to bend and she's going to pull with the elbows, and it's very important that she keeps her wrist pointed out, because if she turns it the other way, she's going to have a tendency, as I find with all clients, they'll have a tendency to cock that wrist. And all they have to do is just turn it out and it lines it straight up, and that's the advantage of the neutral grip for the hammer pull, for the Hammer Gripz. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate the straight arm hammer pull, and the reason that I started this years ago, I'm talking 40 years ago, I had some shoulders that were kind of tender and I wanted to heal them up a little bit. And what I did, and I used a regular grip at that time, was I actually used a pull like this all the way across through the throat, straight arm, let that completely relax that joint back there, and I pull. Now I'm actually causing or allowing the labrum and the rotator cuff, that collagen in there, that fibrous collagen, to actually become stronger over time for these kind of movements, and that's what I want. Plus, I'm raising the temperature in that joint. Very important, okay? That means my body is ready for me to activate and go for my workout. Now for the new one, here's the epiphany, okay? I was thinking, well, why don't we do the same type of pull one arm, but then instead of going straight, I'm actually going to do this a straight arm hammer pull down, okay? Got to caution you on this though, okay? As I do this one from this height, I found out when I first started doing this that my shoulder muscles, and that's the tie-in to my tricep, to my lat, my teres minor, my teres major, down in this area, and inside my shoulder joint were a lot weaker than I thought it was. So it's important that you pull straight down and out at this height. And this is the pull down. This is the new one we've come out with now. I've been working with it for a few weeks, and I've really been able to strengthen that joint up. Very surprised to me how much of an effect it had on the joint itself and how weak it was. So now Deb's going to come back here now, and what we're going to do is we're going to raise these up all the way to the top. Now I say that because a lot of times as we're going up, we're also moving, as we do this now, and you're going to see here in a minute, as Deb does hers, when you're at this level, you're working out this part of the back. The rear delt, across the back, the trapezius muscle, the joints right across here. Beautiful workout. Now we're going to be up here now. So because we're raising our arms up and we begin to pull down, she's going to find that not only does it do the rear delt, but it also comes down here to the rhomboids, the teres major minor, and the latissimus dorsi down here. All involved with this scapula back here. It's an awesome workout, okay? So Deb, she's going to do, and she's going to stay turned this way on purpose, the straight arm hammer pull, but from up here, okay? So go ahead, and you can see what it's doing. It's hitting that rear delt, the upper back, teres minor, teres major, right around this area, hitting her traps up here, and you can see how effective it is on the straight arm. So now what we're going to do, we're going to show you the one we like, because this is the one we're going to do the bent arm hammer pull, okay? This is the one we do, I'm going to say about 90% of the time, because we like moving the heavier weights. Now this one she's pulling down, and she's going to go down, and now you can see with the heavier weight, she's activating the muscles way down lower in her back now. So this is an awesome back exercise, you know, and it gives you that nice lat spread when you're walking around. We always think we're going to work the guns or tricep. Yeah, our arms look good, but what really looks good too is this beautiful lat spread. Okay? All right. I'm going to do now is show you my exercise where I do the straight arm. And this is the one I had so much effect for. And I pulled it up here now, and I'm going to come down across to my throat. And this is the straight arm hammer pull. I really like this one because I'm able to really rehab that shoulder. I could really concentrate on that shoulder muscle, the tie into the teres major and the minor, and I can really feel that rear delt working. And I can really get that relax, get that pull. A lot of times you see people doing a workout from here and they're doing here to here. No, I want the full movement all the way out and then all the way back, and use that movement all the way to the throat to make sure that my arm is lined up where I want. Okay? So now let's go on to the new one. This is the straight arm hammer pull down, even from this distance. But when I had it here, I pulled out here and found all my weak spots that I wasn't aware of. Now I'm going to take it from here, and I'm going to pull from up here, and I'm going to pull down. Okay? And this one I can really load the weight on. Okay? In fact, my ego's going to get away here a little bit. I'm going to drop down here. We'll see if here it's 15 pounds. Oh yeah, boy, that's not even enough yet. Let's kick it down to 25, okay? 25. Arrgh! 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 Oh gosh, that feels so good. And like I say, it literally opened up and allowed me to discover muscles that I realized I hadn't actually worked out before, and when I did, it tied them all together between my tricep, my rear delt, my lat, teres major and minor, and just brought them all together. So anyway, that's the new one, the Hammer Grip Pull Down, the new movement I want you to try. You got your Hammer Gripz. If you don't, well, I can't help you. All you have to do is go to www.bodybyphilllc.com, order your own. We'll ship you a pair right away. If you enjoyed this video, obviously, don't forget to subscribe down here in the corner, and subscribe to this channel, because we're going to do more and more of these videos. In the meantime, leave us some comments. Let us know what you think about what you've just seen today. And remember, your shoulder, as you get older, is more and more important to you. Ask the people that have shoulder surgeries, they'll know. Anyway, you take care, love you, catch you till next time. Bye for now.